Welcome back to the Block Switch Repair YouTube channel. I kind of messed up. Well, you see, a person I buy a lot of my machines off of at auction decided to sell his warehouse and he's moving to a different state. So he was selling off his personal collection of parts, and I bought 7 of, I believe, 10 or 11 of the shelving units. Well, the stuff that was on those shelving units. Unfortunately, I didn't get the shelves, though I wouldn't have had a way to get them home anyway, let alone get them out of where he had them. So, this is like not even a third of it. Not even a quarter of it. This is some of it. I got some here, I got some here, I got some here. Plus, I'll insert a clip of the rest of it right now. This is insanity. This is a 6x12 trailer. What the fuck? I managed to pick up these 2 full-size Mega Touches that are complete there too, but like, this is ridiculous. This is multiple feet thick here, and in the back, it is quite literally to the ceiling. This is absolutely nuts. I paid $90 for all of this and the stuff inside. In a monetary perspective, this is such a ridiculously good deal, but in a I have to fucking go through this kind of perspective, this was a shit deal. There is so much stuff here. I have so many boxes of CoinMechs. I will never have to buy another CoinMech in my entire life, though I already had a box of like 100 and some, so I already never needed to buy another CoinMech. So many just ran. So fucking hacksaw has some stainless steel cleaner that specifically says it does not contain any chlorofluorocarbons, so that's really funny. There's some random old records, a lot of broken, unfortunately, but there is a lot of good ones. That one's probably just a broken one sitting up top here, but there's a few boxes of just perfectly fine ones that I don't know what the fuck they came out of, but so many. It is absolutely insanity. I got an entire giant box of schematics in here that unfortunately are buried in the back there, but I have to go through that and see what the hell I got. I got multiple boxes of the exact same brand new manual for like a Miss America bingo machine, which is, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with that, but it's cool. Got this piece of glass for a cocktail table of some kind. It looks kind of like Space Invaders, not 100% sure. We got some, these are good speakers. In that lot, there's a ton of other speakers that are just absolutely demolished baskets, so they're probably just gonna be scrap metal, unfortunately. But, you know, at least we got some good ones. We got some manuals. There's an entire box of literature in that other thing. I got multiple boxes of Miss America 75 Bingo Bally manuals for some reason. Boxes of brand new ones of those. We have a brand new tube. I'm not 100% sure what it fits, but it's brand new. Still has plastic on the front. It still has pin protectors on it and everything. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. We got that tripod there. That's cool. Tons of stuff. We got a record cleaner there. There's boxes and boxes of records. I think a power supply of some kind. We got gears. We got motors. We have multiple of that motor, whatever that goes to. There's some new old stock motors somewhere down in here. The newspaper there that was wrapping some of the motors is listed from being from 1979, so these parts are old. So, yeah, I also got, like, so many fucking CoinMechs. They're everywhere. This little drawer system here is absolutely filled with these, like, cigarette brand advertisements. I have absolutely no idea what they are. I assume they're maybe the advertisements out of cigarette machines, but there's hundreds upon hundreds of them here, so I don't know why there need to be this many. I'm very confused as to what those are, but this entire thing is just solid those, so that's cool, I guess. There's fucking these things from Row Jukeboxes. We have an entire box of resistors here, which is awesome. That's super cool. Old resistors. Much more literature right there, which is absolutely awesome. Film canisters. You already saw the keys. There's some weird control unit for something down there. There is genuinely so much stuff here. I don't really know how I'm going to go about itemizing it, but I have a few ideas. I've already itemized most of this glass here because most of it has a rock-ola sticker already on it that has the item number, what jukebox they go to, and a description of what they are. So all that's been written down. But the rest of these things, here's my plan on how I'm going to itemize it. As just an example, this piece of plastic right here, let's say if we were going to itemize this, I'm basically going to use one of my book scanners, take a photo of every single part. Not 100% sure this one can export to images, but I know that one probably can, as this one just uses a literal Rebel Canon camera, so this one will probably be able to use for that. I don't know about that other one. We'll just take a photo of every single part, put that in a document with a description of what each part, you know, how many I have of each part. It's going to be thousands of photos, thousands upon thousands of photos. It's going to take a ridiculous amount of time, but I think it'll be worth it. Otherwise, these parts are just going to sit in a box, and I'm never going to know what I have and never going to use them or be able to sell them, which in my opinion is basically why this guy has so many of these things. I mean, sure, it's nice to keep these things, because what if you ever need this part? You're never going to find it, but if you just have it thrown on a shelf or in a box somewhere, you're also never going to be able to find it. So I think my best bet's going to be to take a photo of every part, put in a document, put the part in a tote, and then just mark what that tote, number the totes, and just write what's on each tote. Then I can put these totes in storage, and I'll know where stuff is when I need it. Because if I were to just throw all of this stuff in storage the way it is, I would never know what I have, and I would never know if I have a part or not. And, well, that would kind of make this a complete waste of time. I've already actually found 2 coin doors for a rock-ola super sound, which is awesome, because if you catch the last video, I found out I need a rock-ola coin door. I even found one in the correct color, so that's awesome. So I no longer need one of those. And I'm sure I have a bunch more other parts here that I have that, well, I needed. So, who knows? I don't really. But, yeah, there's so much stuff here. It is slightly overwhelming. I'm gonna need, like, a lot of totes. I'm gonna spend more on totes than I did on all of this stuff. If I sell basically a singular part out of this, I've made my money back. Like, these pieces of glass, if you've looked up the price of, like, pieces of glass for jukeboxes, the pieces with artwork on them, they sell for multiple hundreds of dollars each. It is, in my opinion, not financially viable to replace pieces of glass on some jukeboxes, but if you have a jukebox that otherwise is in great condition and you need a piece of glass, I guess some people are willing to pay multiple hundreds of dollars for those pieces of glass. So those all being new old stock, absolutely insane. There is thousands of dollars worth of glass right there. Of course, the problem with that is, sure, in theory it's thousands of dollars, but you also have to find a buyer. And you could sit on stuff for years upon years of years and never actually sell said part, even if it's super valuable. You have to find somebody that, you know, needs it, which is why I need to actually document what I have, so hopefully I can put a list out somewhere, so if anyone actually ever finds the part they need, I can sell it to them, because, like, what the fuck is this? That's obviously off a jukebox or a radio. It's sick looking, but I don't know what it goes to, so that's gonna be real fun. There's so many parts in here that are just extremely valuable to the right person, and that's gonna be the hard part. This is a brand new Empire Video Ink tube. Like, it has all the protectors on that. It's got plastic on the front. This is a 19-inch tube. Like, that right there alone, to the right person, is worth a decent amount of money. If you know what it attaches to. Not sure. I'll have to figure out what it will actually match up to, which chassis it's usable on. We got some other pieces of plastic here that, unfortunately, the tips are broken off of. That kind of sucks. But, again, a lot of this stuff, like that, I don't know if I'll keep that. That might actually just be trash. That's pretty fucking demolished. Technically, a broken one was better than not having one, but not by much. Also got this little record cleaner, which is awesome because I may have gotten thousands upon thousands of records as well. I also managed to get this awesome rock-ola either 500 or 501 wall box, and these things have a decent value. Obviously, this one's in pretty rough shape, but it's not in the worst shape. Like, that's still easily a couple $100s right there, especially if you clean it up a little bit. That's, again, was in the lot of that stuff. That's ridiculous. Got this Arachnid dartboard control. Unfortunately, the tube's been vented, but it's got a circuit board, power supply, everything else, so that's probably worth a little bit, again, to the right person. Obviously, everything here is worth money to the right person. Another cool thing in that lot was this Meet-O-Matic. From what I read online, it was like a meter for like a radio in a motel. You'd put a coin in so you can listen to the radio. Really cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Sounds like there's coins inside of it. Well, a coin inside of it. Let's just go through this first box a little bit and get a better idea of what the fuck I bought. This first thing here, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but if I had to guess, it's a Kitty Ride music box. That's just a guess, though. Underneath here, we got what appears to be a jukebox coin unit. We have a microphone, which is probably for a jukebox to make announcements over. Very cool. We got some random chrome pieces, some switches, a motor out of either an early rock-olas or a Seaberg, if I had to guess. Some switch units, those... What the fuck am I supposed to do with those? A giant motor turntable unit. I'm not sure what jukebox that's out of, but it's cool. Looks like we got some other just random pieces of metal. This box honestly appears to be mostly random pieces of metal. Box underneath appears to be, if I had to guess, mostly Seaberg jukebox parts. I'm very curious as to what this is. I'm not sure if it's for a jukebox or an arcade game, so let's find out. Never mind, that's pretty simple. Sega. It's an arcade game. For which one? I don't know yet. This was floating around, not attached to anything. It was floating out here. I don't actually know if it goes to this. I've seen at least 3 of these so far. They're Z80 sync bus controllers or something. Well, after a hit Google search, it appears this is used in Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, I think. So, that's cool. I have a lot of these now. I don't think they go bad, though. After doing some quick Googling of these different boards, this appears to be out of a Daytona 2, which is pretty cool. This is the soundboard setup. This is the main board and different boards here. This one can be used in a few different machines, but I believe this one is specific to the Daytona 2, so I think that's how, I'm pretty sure this is out of a Daytona 2, which is pretty cool. I don't have that machine, but if I ever come across it, I got some boards for it, I guess, if I don't have sound. Here's another electronics cage box. Let's open this thing up and see what it is. Really hoping it's arcade, not jukebox, because honestly, this modern of a jukebox is probably not something I want to deal with. If this is jukebox related, if it's arcade game, it could be worth some damn money. Moment of truth. I got a, like, JAMA-ish harness, so I think this is arcade related. Sweet. What the fuck is it, though? Konami? Konami what? So, I have ID'd it based off of these ROM chips being 685. This is a Konami Hang Pilot, which is incredibly rare. For fuck's sake, on the Arcade Museum website, there is 4. One person, a board only in Japan, a board only in Canada, a machine in Pennsylvania, and a machine in Washington. So this is an incredibly rare board set, which means I will probably never need it, and probably never be able to sell it at a reasonable price. But it's awesome to have, and if I ever find somebody that does need it, well, it's not worth that much, because this board was used in many other Konami games. But this is rare because it uses actually 2 video boards, I believe it is. There's 2 boards down here instead of just 1, while on most of these Konami machines that use this board set only use this top board and one of those bottom boards. I don't have any real way of doing this, but honestly, I need like a personalized Google Lens, so I can just have a photo of all of this stuff in a database. Whenever I find a part I need on a machine, I can take a photo of it and search to see if I have it, but I'm not going to do that. That's too much work. Also, got a giant tripod. I'm not 100% sure if this is actually for a telescope or if this is actually for a camera, but it's pretty big. I just have to get a phone mount for it and actually use a tripod. Should probably do that. I also got some old movies here. Well, it's 5. This one here is The Tragedy of the Commons. Don't know what year it's from, but I also don't have a way to play it, so... Looks like this is from a library, and it was last used in 1980s, which is kind of cool. Looks like this was specifically from a college library. As you can see, it even has an instruction guide for the movie and, like, suggestion student outcomes. Another 16mm movie. This one is Heritage of Splendor. Here we have Moral Judgment and Reasoning. These are some interesting movies. And here we have Life with Baby. What a fucking name. And another one, this is The World Through the 4 Seasons of a Pond. It looks like it might have been only used once. There's actually one more that I didn't see originally, a small one here, Ravaged Land, which was used quite a bit up until 1980. After some quick Googling, I was able to find these 2 online, Heritage of Splendor and The Tragedy of the Commons. This one I found mentions of, but I didn't find a publicly viewable version of it. I'm sure you can find one. These ones here I couldn't even find online, the Life with a Baby, what was this one? The Ravaged Land, and, shoot, what was that other one? The 4 Seasons of a Pond, but maybe they're available. You could probably do some better looking. I just did a simple Google search, didn't find them, but if they are actually truly lost media, I'm gonna have to find a way to play them. Now, unfortunately, through all this stuff, I did not happen to run into a 16mm projector. Going through some of the literature that I can access right now, I have this cool book right here. It's super thick, and it has a whole bunch of information on a whole bunch of different Bally pinball machines and other machines, not just pinball machines, so definitely gonna have to scan this in. This is super cool. We got a wiring diagram for a Model 451, definitely available online, but pretty cool to have. And a parts catalog for a 432, also probably available online. Found the Shelby Mutual Insurance Company's Workmen's Compensation and Employer's Liability Policy. Okay. $100,000 bodily injury by accident? Fuck, I have less coverage today, and this is from 1983! And here is the schematics for a Gottlieb 300 pinball machine. That's pretty cool to have. I'm not sure if those are available online or not. Here we have a bunch of paperwork for a Seaberg Model SC100, also probably available online. Bunch more paperwork for a rock-ola 450 or 451. Again, probably available online. Here's the installation procedures for the Gottlieb 300. It seems like I might be missing a few pages. It's very small. Finally, service manual and parts catalog for a Row TI-1 phonograph, which, pretty cool. I don't have it, but it probably is available online again. A lot of these are probably available online, but I'll obviously check before I put these in storage, make sure they're available online, and if they're in good quality. If not, I can scan them in pretty good quality, and I will, so I can also just have a personal backup. I'll probably just scan these in anyway. But yeah, I guess that's where I'm going to leave this for now. I have a very, very long road ahead of documenting what the fuck I bought, and figuring out what the fuck I have here, itemizing it, and then hopefully getting rid of some of it. So anything in here that you need, let me fucking know. Uh, there's so much stuff here. It is ridiculous. But if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. I have a fuck ton of parts to go through, so I'll see you next week. Hey, look at this. I found a cool mercury switch. Let's break that open and drink it.